Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoy these videos, please click like and subscribe. And if you smash the bell, you'll be notified of future videos. Lindsay Elizabeth Buziak, November 2nd, 1983 to February 2nd, 2008. She was a Canadian real estate agent who was murdered on a property viewing in Sonic, a suburb of Victoria, British Columbia, on February 2nd, 2008, after being lured to meet a couple, a man and a woman, posing as prospective clients. They told her they were looking for $1 million home. Now, she was apprehensive about going to it because of the odd way that someone with her low profile had been contacted for such a large deal. However, despite her misgivings, she decided to do it. Now, this seems like a very pre-planned setting up of her homicide to indicate that she was specifically targeted by experienced criminals with inside information. The main theories as to a motive are that she was believed to have potential informant after seeing something she was not intended to see. If there was some personal reason. She was not involved in criminal activity, but she had friends with a wide variety of backgrounds. She had one sister, Sarah. She was ambitious real estate agent who had a promising career ahead of her, described by her family and friends as being popular and caring. Her boyfriend, Jason Zalo, is part of a prominent and wealthy family that owns a successful real estate business. In late January, she received a call from a woman, and she told her she and her husband were urgently looking to buy a house with a budget of $1 million. The caller had a foreign accent and used what later turned out to be a fake name. Unnerved by the nature of the call, Buziak asked the caller how she had gotten her personal phone number, as she was relatively junior employee, and the caller said that a previous client had passed it on to her. Buziak told her boyfriend Jason and her father about the call and revealed her concerns. Zalo, the boyfriend, encouraged her to take on the client because of the high commission she'd get, and to reassure her, he offered to be outside the property with his car in case anything went wrong. Saturday, they ate lunch at a local restaurant, paid the bill at 4:24 p.m., left in their separate vehicles. Buziak went home to change clothes before the viewing. Zalo traveled to an auto shop to pick up a colleague. Now, he was running late at the auto shop, and those things happen. So the street that this happened was a small cul-de-sac containing 4 houses. The number 1702 is the outer end of the cul-de-sac. Despite the client telling Buziak that she would come alone, the couple turned up for the viewing. 2 witnesses saw a 6-foot Caucasian man with dark hair and a blonde woman aged 35 to 45 wearing distinctly patterned dress and walking up the cul-de-sac. Witnesses saw Lindsay shake hands with the couple, and from the body language it appeared they'd never met before, and the 3 of them entered the house. Zalo and his colleague arrived at the cul-de-sac at 5:40. As they were driving up, he saw a figure through the glass in the front door. He parked outside the property for about 10 minutes and decided to drive back out to Torquay Drive and park there because he didn't want to appear being nosy. After 20 minutes since he arrived, he saw the couple go back into the house. Zalo went to the front door and found it was locked, and he saw her shoes at the entrance of the hall, but no sign of movement, and no one answered his repeated knocks at the door. At that point, he called 911. When he was on the line, his colleague found a gap in the fence in the back garden, entered the garden, and saw the back patio door was wide open. He called out to Zalo, who told the operator they were going into the house. That's when they ran upstairs and found her lying in a pool of blood in the master bedroom. She was pronounced dead when the paramedics arrived. She'd been stabbed multiple times. There were no defense wounds, indicating she probably was initially stabbed from behind and had no inkling of what was about to happen. None of her possessions were taken or stolen, and she had not been sexually assaulted. So Zalo and his colleague were taken into custody but released after their version of events was verified, and time-stamped surveillance footage from an auto shop proved that they could not have committed the murder. And the boyfriend passed a polygraph test. Due to the lack of complete DNA fingerprints and other physical evidence, it was believed that the murder was well organized and carried out by people who had killed before. The cell phone used by the woman to call was purchased in Vancouver several months before the murder and was never used again until the call was made. It was activated under the name of Paulo Rodriguez, which was a fake name. The phone was deactivated soon after the murder and has not been used since. The cell tower ping showed that the phone traveled on the ferry from Vancouver the day of the murder. The family of Jason Zalo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, were investigated due to their connections with the cul-de-sac. Well, this is going to be interesting. So I don't think we need to know any more of this. I'm going to jump into the tarot cards and see what is going on with the murder of Lindsay Buziak. So as you know, I always start out with the Haunted House Tarot. So I'm going to ask, take me through the time when she was murdered. Take me through this. Take me through the time stamp. So they definitely murdered her in the house. Okay, so they definitely were intending to murder her. That's for sure. They knew that they had her in their control. I think at some point she was begging or pleading for her life at some point. So maybe the first stab caught her off guard, and then she was pleading for her life, and then it's like almost like she drowned in her own blood, or they hit her lung or something, and then she went to heaven like fairly soon. There was a woman behind the plot. This is a woman. A rat. That's interesting. She's feeding a rat. This was definitely a plot by an organized group. And by the way, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is just my personal interpretation of the tarot cards. So this is somebody who controls it that has killed in the past. And there's definitely a woman who's really in control of this particular situation. I'm going to ask my go-to deck, the Universal Weight. How do I want to phrase these questions? For one thing, the police were concerned about the boyfriend's family. So was Jason's family at all connected to this? Were his family at all connected to this murder? Detached. Oh, shit! This is for entertainment purposes only. Not that they were involved in it, but they might have affiliations with the group. They might have affiliations with the group who would have done it, but they're kind of detached from them emotionally. This is a big group. This is a big professional crime group. The Emperor. Look at that. Well, why did this group want to do her in? Why did they want to kill her? They were waiting because she had something. She had something that the group was attached to. She had something, or she knew something. She could have watched something, and she saw something. I mean, I think I'm going along with that theory with the cards. And they immediately sent somebody from somewhere else. Oh, that's the ferry. Oh my God. Somebody with the ferry to take her out. Yep. Stabbed her. Somebody came across the ferry to stab her. Well, That's just weird. Are they going to catch this ring? Are they going to find out who this ring is? And is there going to be justice done in this case? Is there going to be justice served in this case? Oh my God! Where's my crystals? Justice, justice, justice. Let justice be served in this case. Justice, justice. Yes, yes. Let justice be served. This is awesome. I said, is there going to be justice? And I pulled the justice card. That's the best news ever for a tragedy like this. And I added crystals to amp up the energy so that this can happen soon, because this has already been way too long. Now, I don't want to give too much away, but what's going to happen here? They already have their eyes on what they need to do. They're focused. They've got a plan. But they're sitting on it for the right time. Okay. That's weird. It's a timing thing. What does this group, what are they involved with? What's this crime group involved with mainly? What, killing people? No, that can't be. Oh, it's some organized crime. This is weird. They control. They control people. They control people. Like, are they traffickers or something? They've got a long history of controlling people. Okay, I don't know what that is. Trafficking? I'm not sure. What's the general energy around the group? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Bride in a cage. That's definitely some kind of trafficking ring. That's interesting. They threaten people. Almost like they threaten people. What do we have to know? Wait a minute. What do we have to know going forward? Is there anything else to know about this case? Is there anything else we need to know? Victory. When is that going to happen? When is victory going to happen for this case? See, they got to wait for the right time. They're waiting because they want to catch all of them. It's a big ring, and they've got to catch everybody. There's all these little different sections of the ring. They want to catch them all. They got to wait. They got to wait. It's a timing thing. It's the second card that said this is a timing thing. And it's a strength. They got to overpower them because they've got a lot of power. They've got a lot of power. So they've got to meet their power where, I think they've got plants inside the power group. Like, what do you call that? People in the group that are not really in the group, that are leaking information out and telling them what the timing will be. I think there's plants, or whatever you call it, inside the group. Yeah, people are afraid of this group. People fear them. And their money, they're generated by money. They're worth a lot of money. They are worth a lot of money. And she got tied up with the wrong people at the wrong time, and was in the, she got tied up with the wrong people in the wrong time. Damn. And it cost her life. That's sad. That's tragic. Well, justice is going to be done in this. It might take a while. It's been a long time, but sometimes with large organized crime things like this, it does take a while. Boy, she was a beautiful young woman. She had her whole life ahead of her. And let's really hope that there's a break soon with this. Let's really everybody put the energy out there. Solve this and break up whatever this group is. Break groups up like this. We cannot have groups like this with this much power in any country. This This has to be the end of it. Wow, she was amazing. What a tragic loss. Leave your comments if you have any knowledge, or you saw something in the cards that I missed, because the cards will give you a lot of hints. And so if you saw anything or know anything that would be interesting, pop it in the comments. And thank you for joining me on this sad and tragic situation.